primera pregunta es, ¿qué significa familia para usted?
Significa todo. Mis hijos, mis nietos y mi esposo, mis nueras, yernos.
¿Y por qué se te significa todo?
Pues porque estoy contento con mi familia, estamos contentos con mi familia, que pues está creciendo, es grande y bonita familia.
What does family mean to you?
Family means to me unity, collaboration, hard work, adventure, caring.
How important is family to you?
Family is very important to me because in my world, family represents unity, and my family represents unity and the reason why I do what I do every day, the reason why I want to be better every day. I want to be the support for my family. I want to be the person who is there to encourage and be the cheerleader of my children, the support for my husband. Is the reason why I work hard to be better every day in my personal and professional life.
What does family mean to you?
Well, family for me is the persons who are closest to you, persons with whom you have an unbreakable bond. The first family that you join and the first family that you're a part of is the one that which you were born into. And then as you grow older, you get to sort of make your family or add people to your family who you choose to add. They can be friends, good friends. They can be spouses. And I guess they can be children too, as you grow your family.
What does family mean to you?
Yeah, family is everything for me. It's the main core of my life. I spend all my time thinking about my family and doing something for my family. So it's my life.
What values or beliefs are part of our family's core?
I believe that our family culture is based on trust, communication, collaboration, and the desire to learn how to be better every day. How can we be a positive impact on the people that we individual and collectively relate with others? And also, how can we live a life that you can be proud of? And that is, how can we make other people's lives better? I believe that the ability to communicate with each other has made us stronger. And I would say this perhaps the basics of who we are as a family.
What values or beliefs are part of our family's core?
I think that's sort of a difficult thing to come up with as to what makes someone belong to our family. Obviously, even if you don't have these beliefs, if you are related by blood, you're still part of the family. But I would say that our family does have some sort of common beliefs among members. One of them is, I think, we have a willingness to try new things. And by that I mean, a willingness to visit different countries, to listen to other people's opinions, to perhaps marry someone from a different culture. So I think that's one thing. A second thing that I'd say that I find is that in our family is that our family values education. They value education in oneself. They value education in others. They believe in the value of education and that you should try to improve your mind and your intellect and that it will help you in your life. And I think a third sort of quality that our members of our family have is there's sort of a belief in tolerance and fairness, that some things are right and some things are wrong, and that there can be disagreement on issues without necessarily declaring someone to be your enemy, and that it's okay for people to have different opinions, and it is okay for people to live their lives differently than you live yours. So those would be I think the three sort of qualities that I think are, central to our family. And by that I mean not just our immediate family, but our extended family as well.
What values and beliefs do you think are a part of our family's core?
We are in together for everything, so definitely we need to respect each other, be kind to each other, and whatever we do it in the best interest of our family, being trustworthy to each other. So when we say something, we have the best interest of that person. Nothing, there is no ego, there is no selfishness. What would be the best for that person? Yeah, we care for each other. So there is always that care that, whatever happens, it has to be good for that person. So care is very important between the family members.
La segunda pregunta es, ¿qué es algo que alguien te ha dicho que nunca se te ha olvidado?
Mi mamá me dijo algo que nunca se me ha olvidado, que ella me dijo que no necesitaba decirle que yo la quería porque ella miraba con mis acciones que yo la quería, porque siempre fui respetuosa y siempre le ayudé en sus quehaceres. Entonces dijo que ella sabía que yo la quería, aunque me reservaba de decirle.
What is something you learned from elders or other members of your family?
Well, there has been a lot of learning, absolutely, from many members of my family. And I will talk about few of my members' families that have made an impact in my life. My grandmother, who grew up very poor, who became a widow when she was 50 years old and had 7 children, taught me how to be self-sufficient and how to learn good working habits. I admire her for being so a strong woman and a hard worker who was able to help their children to have good futures in their lives. I have learned from my mother, Emma, how to be compassionate and how to forgive people and respect for others. I believe she's one of the most respectful people that I know, who doesn't like to judge people, and even when she had to confront with things that she wasn't expecting in her life, she comes around and understands that people's lives are people's lives, and have told me how to be tolerant and respectful of other people. My uncle Luis, who became the first family member who graduated from college, He was a very studious kid and young man in high school who always strived for being the best that he could be, who was passionate for poetry and very involved in politics since he was very young. He told me that education is valuable, that education can't change your life, that you can learn as much as you want and make an impact, not just in your family, but in other people's lives. He taught me how to overcome difficult situations and continue following your dreams. I have learned a lot from my husband, Scott, who is very funny and like to laugh about his own mistakes and things he does may not turn to be the way he wanted. He has the capacity to laugh at himself. I love his very compassion, not just toward the family members, who that you will say anybody is, but to others, people that he doesn't know, people that are in need. He lives his life to do the right thing for people. He have taught me how to sometimes walk on other people's shoes, even at the most difficult times. My children have taught me things that I sometimes took it for granted. Taught me to be more mindful about how I may talk to people, how I may want to do things or make decisions. They have taught me how to reflect in what I do. And I will always say that I am very lucky to have the family that I do.
What is something you learned from elders or other members of your family?
When I think back on it, one of the things that sort of strikes me, although I guess it was never really said, is the story of the tortoise and the hare, basically, which is that sort of a slow and steady approach wins the day, and that you get to goals usually as a result of lots of hard work over long periods of time, that there really isn't a lot of shortcuts. So with that in mind, sort of the lessons were, get your education and work hard and save your money.
So what is something that you have learned from elders or other members of your family?
Everything I have learned today, any kind of value, it's from my parents, my grandparents, and all my extended family. What I am today, it's because of them. So if I have to point one thing that I learned from my family, from my grandfather, I can say I have learned how to be spiritual, how to connect to the world much more than family. And my grandmother, I have learned how to actually love to the family without any bounds. So whatever she does for the family. And from my father is the most hardworking being. So I learned what is hard work and how important to work hard to get what you want. And my mother I learned how to be responsible. When you do something, putting your 100% involvement and being responsible for everything that you care. My mother-in-law, I think I learned how to be loving. And my husband also taking care, how we have to take care. So there are so many people that we have interacted, being there, hundreds of people, I can say. Everybody has a unique value that I have learned in my childhood.
How has your family influenced your sense of belonging?
growing up, being the oldest daughter in a family of 4 girls, I believe that they made me feel responsible for being the best that I could be. They made me feel important, and it made me feel that I can't get in life what I wanted, that I had they would say, the guts to dream and go after what I want in life. My husband and my children have given me a sense of unity, something that is mine, something that I am part of. But they also have changed the way that I have seen my life from when I was young. I always had this feeling that I wanted it to go back home when I grew up and I got older. I saw my life living in South America and Ecuador because I felt I belonged from that land. But those feelings have changed throughout the years. I don't know exactly when I started to feel the way that I do now, but I feel at this point that my life is here in this country that has given me so much, that have given me the opportunity to personally and professionally to obtain my goals and to make my dreams reality. They gave me the fuel so that every day I do what I do. They are my world. My family is my world.
How has our family influenced your sense of belonging?
Well, it's kind of interesting. Our family, I suppose, is different from some families in that as a group, as a family, we sort of belong to, I don't know, I guess the power groups. We're white, we're Anglo-Saxon, we're Protestant. And so we've always sort of been open, though, to anyone else that might, like marry into the family, even if they don't necessarily belong to those groups. And our family has always sort of maintained a sense of cohesion and belonging, because even though we are physically dispersed and our family's all over the country, but we still maintain the connection through emails and social media and phone calls. And it all sort of depends on which generation you're in as to which method you use. So I guess it's influenced my sense of belonging because, we have always sort of had a great, we're always sort of in connection with each other and all sort of common in that sense.
How has your family influenced your sense of belonging?
I think my family has taught me a lot. Belonging, like the responsibility and taking care of the community beyond yourself is definitely taught by our family. Not just direct family, but then the extended family. Also sharing your whatever you get, like sharing your money or help or taking care of the extended family. That I definitely learned from my dad. So we have this tradition of, my dad has this tradition of because the rainy season people cannot work, so he wanted to give back to the society, every rainy season, for the old people who cannot go and work. He gives some food. Like he always used to reinstate that, okay, you need to give whatever you earn. Definitely, this is one way that we try to build as a community and give back to the community.
Y la última y quinta pregunta es, ¿piensas que ahorita en la familia estamos bien o podemos cambiar algo?
Pues pienso que estamos bien en unas cosas, es muy poco lo que quisiera cambiar, de que nosotros ya queremos irnos a vivir para México y mi familia se queda aquí, pero igual vamos a ir y venir para estarlos viendo, porque mi esposo ya se quiere ir a descansar.
On a more personal note, what can we change in our family for the better?
I think our family is both blessed and cursed with persons who are intelligent and hold strong beliefs and are unafraid to express their opinions and beliefs. And while I think that we as a family and as individuals perhaps show some restraint in expressing those beliefs and opinions when we're dealing with persons outside the family, that we show less restraint with persons inside the family. And I think that it would be helpful if we were to extend the same level of courtesy and restraint to members of our family that we would extend to strangers and to persons outside the family.
What can we change in our family for the better?
My kids are still learning, so I hope whatever they observe, whatever they see with the relationship between me, my mom, or the relationship between my family and myself, I hope they are observing us, or I can say like between my husband and their family also. So I hope my kids are observing and they take the best things and they carry it forward, be it being there for each other, caring for each other, giving back to the community, or respecting each other, or anything. I hope they are learning, being spiritual, connecting to it can be anything, nature, God, or having faith on something beyond. They are observing, so I can't say to change, because I hope I have taught them how to be as a person, and in the core they are that persons, but definitely taking the best, learning, understand, and just using them. So as a family, as a community, they have to share that love, give that love, and just feel responsible, and responsible for themselves, responsible for the family. If even though our extended family is away from them, I would definitely want them to connect to that family, spend time, because there is nothing like blood relationship. I want my kids to have that responsibility, have that love towards their family, both here and in the extended family, and give back to the community as much they can do in whatever way they can do.